Hello everybody, my name is Juan. Welcome back to Dream Daddy. I know, Pride Month is over, and maybe this isn't fitting, but we started the game. We're already pretty much halfway done. We might as well finish it. I am interested to get into it. Let me sync this up real quick. So we've done Matt, we've done Joseph, we've done Brian. Okay, we still have 4 more, so we're actually not even halfway done. Okay, let me do... Part of me wants to do Damien, kind of to get him out of the way, so that the last 3 guys that we do are, like, people that I'm, like, genuinely interested in. You know what? Let's run it. Let's see. Damien Bloodmarch. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. Jeez. Let me turn the volume down a little bit, because the music is kind of repetitive. Okay, let me say, generally, I would not in any way, shape, or form, or regard, find myself attracted to Damien Bloodmarch from first glance. Clearly, there's so much depth here, because in the first couple of parts, we had the Dadamazon package get to our house with dead butterflies. So while on the outside and through his behavior, he demonstrates this sort of like emo, Victorian aesthetic, vampire kind of shit. It does seem like he has more depth to him in the regard of his interests. So it's a little bit interesting, but based on first impressions, on first looks, on what I know I like in a man, this is not it. But he does deserve a fair shot, as well as everybody has. So let's see. On a Friday night, you're most likely to listen to true crime podcast while I taxidermy my newest specimens. If you had one thing to take with you onto a deserted island, what would it be? A coffin. Okay, so you guys remember, when we were doing this test ourselves, the answers that they give are the answers that we had to choose from, which I guess in some sort of way would have matched us up with the best candidate, but it didn't end up working that way, so that's interesting. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly? Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. I mean, aren't you? What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. I wouldn't even know what that is, to be honest with you. What's your ideal date? It's night. We are at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. What do you never leave home without? An upside-down cross. I spent a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. So, I don't know, dude, like, straight up, I'm not interested. But I have heard that, I don't know where I read this, that this individual is trans, maybe? So just for that, I kind of want to give him a shot, see what he's about, see if there's actually, like, a good representation of a trans man within this story, or what's going on here. So let's see if that's even true. I don't even know if it's true. I just, you know, I heard chisme, but let's see. Okay, let's get into it. Like, a lot of his likes seem like particularly, I don't know. It seems a little fake, if you will, because like it's like, oh, I love a coffin to a deserted island, brother. Like, that's not even realistic. Like, what are you even gonna do with, like, you know what I mean? Like, Damien seemed really interesting, a little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dadbook page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool, we should hang out sometime. But then he keeps typing and typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I need the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee. And the computer finally dings. Oh, I thought dude, Oh, he did write a book. I thought he was just gonna send the double X. Yeah, we gotta give him like a little bit of like a vampiric voice. Let's see. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. Holy fuck, dude. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to your company. This shit is like glitching out a little bit. Oh, no. Hold on, can I go back? No! Wait! No. Ah, man. I clicked on it so it would stop, like, glitching. Fuck me, man. Hold. Okay, I went back to the recording. I don't know. We'll figure out how to sync up the rest later, but, I was gonna say, it sounds so, like he's trying so hard to come off as intelligent. Maybe he really is. Maybe this is just how he is. And he is, like, Victorian aesthetic, so maybe that is just the way he speaks, but it's so strange. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. Yeah, this guy is something else, dude. Hey, Amanda. Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she's been crying. So we have done this like 4 times now. Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No, can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand net speak. Like, is this how your kids communicate with each other? No. That's just how Damien speaks. Yeah. Oh, totally. This is a hot new thing. See, Dad? Kids got over saying LOL and LMAO or whatever and decided that what they needed to do was bring back the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill, Dad? How will we address the noblemen in regards of your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or, so you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it I can't fucking read. Like, the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still got a B though. Great, so what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Oh. Sure thing, dude. Regards. Yeah. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. Oh god, look at this fucking vampire-ass house. I make a short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor? An estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull a large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it on the door. That's a creepy-ass door creaking noise. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. Oh, that is a little bit creepy. Wait, what the hell? And they're almost dressed like him, too. Yo, and he's got, like, skulls. That's actually kind of cool. I love, fossils. Are they, I mean, kind of. They are kind of fossils, no? That's really cool. This is unrealistic, though. Oh, you can't even see my mouse. But, like, the case on the right with, the skull with, like, the horns still attached. I don't believe that's how the skulls actually function. No, aren't the horns, like, separate? I don't know. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Silence. What the fuck is this ambiance? Oh, I'm getting turned into a vampire. Oh, shit. Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring at me, now that you mention it? Why is it cold in here? Where's Damien? Double X, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry. There was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. Okay, you know what? You know how, whenever I say something, he goes, his voice doesn't sound like it would be that deep. It sounds like he would be like, and the creepy oil paintings? I like oil. I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house. Now the music is back. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. This is, one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Though extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Yeah, that's what's his name. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are? Onward, onward, there's more to see. When we reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. Yes, okay, this is where we have been before. Because I guess we got the Dadmazon package and it had dead butterflies and it ended up being his. That's not what he's saying. And this is the library. Sunlight streams from floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. I think they're gonna give us the option to look at everything, so look out the window. Oh, maybe not. I walk to the window and I am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups. I skipped it, my bad. I don't think it's necessary for me to go back to see that though. Damn! He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! I kinda wanted to do Craig, because I know Craig's storyline is going to end up being sort of similar like to Joseph's, because they do have multiple children, and I don't think they're going to want to get into a relationship with me and my child. So I don't think that's ultimate, but I know it's going to be hot. I know he's going to be taking his shirt off and shit, so. Anyway, we're here for Damien. Let's see. Did you know that the Victorians spend at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Oh, we do get the option to look. Let's look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them on myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Pick up a book. You know, Double X, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him in. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja. What the fuck is this guy? Wait. Okay. One thing. If you want to read fan fiction, that's fine. You're welcome to do whatever the hell you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's not my fucking pejorative. I don't really care. But you have a printed book of said fanfiction, and it's Naruto and Sasuke. You know what? I can, at the very least, I understand the reference, I guess. Not the actual, like, fanfic, but, like, it's like a Naruto, you know, they're talking about Naruto. I feel like my earphone is like... I might have to buy some soon, but regardless. Oh, okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set upon a beautiful, tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this.
Oh,
Damien smiles to himself. What?
how delightful.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Are there lots of goths in Maple Bay? I think that's kind of rude. I like a cape. Your home is really impressive. Yeah, I knew he would like that. It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Well, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Maybe he's not trans. Maybe I read that and somebody just typed it out like to fuck with me, but... Did he take you into the city? Sorry? To see a marching band? Haha, did you guys see a marching band? Yeah. I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course, but it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Yeah, that's kind of... I know Matt would have understood that reference. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. Takes a sip of his tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Juan, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and quite honestly, rather attractive. I think, true, he's kind of spitting here because while I don't find myself initially attracted to him as a person based on what he looks like, the fact that he's got fossils, oil paintings, pinned butterflies, those are such particular interests that kind of fleshes out his character a lot. And then you've got the fan fiction, like that kind of puts the cherry on the top. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. Oh no. I like watching soap making videos on the internet. I actually kind of do, so that wouldn't be a bad option. Oh, no, the word jumbles. That's actually true. Yeah. The, written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know? And, I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. In a sense. We finished our tea and finger sandwiches.
Oh.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. My cock. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. Okay, so this guy, he definitely has a lot of interests that are varying, and that's interesting. Let's see. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. Oh. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plant it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? My loins are ablaze, thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Maybe my loins are ablaze? Pure hatred. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? I like sunflowers. They remind me of sunshine, and then you can eat the seeds as a delicious snack. What a practical choice. My my stomach grumbles, and oh man, Jesus Christ, I can't read. My stomach grumbles. Oh man, now I want some sunflower seeds. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly a phone rings. Oh, Juan, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start with that one time. Our watermelons grew the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle. Oh.
Fix that guard.
So that's clearly the head. No, we need like the... It'd be this. No. It's gotta be this one. It is this one, but... But it has to be this one, though. Wait, what the fuck, dude? Wait, this game is impossible!
Out of time!
Is it supposed to be impossible? Crap, I can't figure this out. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Hope it's not about the Garg. My sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so...
Oh, my.
Juan, did you break my gargoyle? All I did was lean on it. I just had it installed last week. No matter. I suppose it will give me a chance to work on my masonry skills. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm afraid I must take my leave. That's no problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs to come to school post haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Oh. Hi, Hugo. How are you? Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo.
I don't know.
That voice sounds so fucking out of place, though. Like, it sounds like it was recorded on, like, a cheap mic or something. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall in step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement. Oh, here we go with the creepy shit again. And they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me. The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you to see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa. Wait a second, Lucien. Did you try to cask of Amontillado, Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. You guys hear that? I turn to Damien and whisper to him, What's a cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down into his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly build a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had to lie about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad, It took you 20 minutes, son. So, hold on. I need to scratch my butt. It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie.
Sweet Manchego.
It's only 5 pages long and there's no movie. Ha, yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucien high five. The teachers start to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you do too. Thank you for your meditation. We all head upstairs and out of the school in tense silence. To be honest, those two are fucking demon children. They're always up to some weird shit. Lucien, David, and I all pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucien immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you and I can see that you're struggling. So if you decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you could spend this week looking for a summer job, huh? I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucien continues to stare out the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. And all things considered, Lucien's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. Probably just going through a phase. I really admire how you handle that. Does this kind of thing happen a lot? Ooh, interesting. Now, I don't really want to say it's a phase because they are goth people, so I don't think it's a phase. That's a lifestyle choice at this point. I am having a little bit of trouble deciding between these two answers because I really admire how you handled that. It's true. I do like how he kind of went about it, but let's do, does this kind of thing happen a lot? Once in a blue moon, yes. He rather enjoys pranking his classmates and teachers, and me. Wow. I don't know if I could handle that, honestly. Ah, don't fret. I've learned to be patient with him. See you around soon? It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with flourish. Classy. I get home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Tiny House Hunting Brothers, Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outside is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regularly sized home? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to... He lured Ernest down into the cellar with the promises of fine wine, of a fine vintage, and then tried to break him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read the story except for me? Lucian livestreamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me, but otherwise it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company, and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. It's okay, I mean... Dad nap.
That was quite pleasant indeed.
I'm gonna have to play that gargoyle game because I don't see how you're supposed to put it back together, to be honest with you. I got a B. That's fine. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Interview with the vampire, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna... Cause it's like Amanda shit. We're gonna do the Amanda shit at the end. Date that dad.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and I were planning to go down the art walk downtown, and we're wondering if you would care to accompany us. Okay, Hugo and Damien, you guys are actual, like, good friends. Am I coming in between something here? I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Whoa, why can't I see Damien and Hugo's chat? Am I a hacker? But I don't even have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door any minute now. I've gotta destroy this computer. Juan, this is a group chat. Oh, thank God. Do either of you guys know how to destroy a computer? You can run Derek, boot, and nuke from a startup flash drive. Well, once you've done, that's the best. Once you've done that, it's best to physically destroy the plotters altogether. The Victorians were well versed in information security. Juan, do you want to go see some art or not? Art is good. Let's go see the art. See that art. Okay. Got another, like, in-between kind of scenario. Damien and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never really been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere, and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing among all these fancy art people. Juan, I turn around. It's Joseph. Joseph, what are you doing here? Oh, Joseph scoffs at me. What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist? That fucking gets me. His little, Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too. Yep, admittedly, a little out of my depth here. Thank God, I thought I was going to be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know, thank God? Yep, I actually get double points when I say it since I'm a minister. The points get you into heaven. That's how it works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look up and spot Hugo and Damien, who seem to have just arrived at the gallery. Good eve.
Oh.
Evening, friends.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Did you guys hear that? Hugo just sounds like, ah! Like, jeez. Who's ready for some art? Art is dead and nothing is real. I have no idea what I'm in for. I don't think this affects the trajectory of any relationship at all, so... I have no idea what I'm in for. Same. All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. I like art now. I've got the table in my sights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go help myself to some tiny wines. Oh, I'm gonna go with Joseph. I'm sorry. I like Joseph. The three of them, if like, this is a tangential adventure. That has nothing to do with the Damien storyline. But if you put the three of them and ask me, who do you want to go with? I'm going with Joseph every time. I think I need to cheese up before I delve into art appreciation. Oh. Good idea. Appreciating art does burn a lot of calories. Gotta carb up on these crackers. Joseph and I slide to the snack table. There's a pretty nice spread of little plastic cups of white wine, some crackers, grapes, and cheese. Oh. This is more my speed. We eat a couple of cheese cubes in silence. These are really good. Oh. Yeah, I didn't eat dinner. I think I could probably just fill up on snacks if I'm sneaky about it. I already ate dinner, but I will always have room for cheese. Oh. I'm going in for more crackers. Cover me. I shield Joseph from the small crowd of mild-mannered art people milling around the room. I don't think anyone's paying attention. We should probably get back to Damien and Hugo. Right, let me just fill this cup with cheese first. For the road. Road cheese? Yeah. The best kind. We leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. This gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of... I'm not even sure hang on the wall. Oh geez. What am I looking at here? Oh. This is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does this mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. It's a metaphor for the human condition. It reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife. It's a butt. Shanazu human condition. It seems to be an attempt to visually represent a universal experience. That's really powerful, Juan. Care to expound on it? Just kidding. It's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting? Yeah, that's definitely a butt. While a valid assessment, I feel like the artist was trying to make a different statement. Probably how much he liked butts. You are a servant of the Lord. Oh. We're all God's creatures, even butts. Oh. Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving toward digitization. Wow, how do you figure that? That's what it says on the plaque card. Let's look at a few more of these. I walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by, what's the word? Realism. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Psh, I could do that. Excuse me, Hugo, not here. Oh. No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You said you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece of... Hold on, let me take a sip of my... You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Oh shit. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Okay. I kind of got this vibe from the two of them, but it kind of looks like they're a couple. I don't know if I'm correct on that, but they kind of have like... They've had enough interactions. Like, when Hugo's about to get mad at somebody, Damien's like, wait, not here. Like, it like gives me couple vibes. I don't know. Friend, he's not worth it.
No.
Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket. I'm sorry. I just love art very much. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No. It's wine and cheese.
Hey.
Co-signed. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actual wine and cheese. We got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it going to be weirder than this art? It is absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it. Damien, Hugo, Joseph, and I walk over to the performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening? I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Juan. Butts? Fear of existence? What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're trying to say and more about why they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of the raw human emotion. It's art as catharsis. That's beautiful, Damien. So what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises now, it's art as long as I, really mean it? Damien fixes him with a hard stare. I was going to start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't going to play well with this crowd. Wise. We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Phew, I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together. This would be a very interesting foursome, by the way. We make our way back to the cul-de-sac. Tiny wine, tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and cheese together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Wax wings too close to the sun. Cheese wings? Those would melt in the sun too, and I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus, it'd be delicious. A nice emmenthaler. What the fuck does emmenthaler mean? If you guys were painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, luchadors. I'm sure you would like that, Hugo. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses, mostly boats. Really? Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery and artwork. What? Boats are cool. What about you, Juan? Food artistry. Landscape. I'm going to do tasteful nudes of the artist. Art is a money-making business. I know what sells. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys. Good art. Good art. Agreed. See you guys around? Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. I head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over. Nah.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, let's keep going with Damien. Let's see. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. Open up that book and start reading a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. It's from Damien. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, that dude goes all out. I pry out the seal and unfold the letter. It's the most beautiful calligraphy. The letter reads, an actual long-ass fucking letter. Holy shit. Here we go. Dearest Juan, I hope you find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal. Not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirits. And for that, I thank you. That said, Juan, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema followed by a moonlit stroll would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. Okay. All things considered, even though he kind of comes off as this sort of like man from another era, if you will, he's kind of charming. That being, I mean, I'm not like into him yet. I don't know if I ever will be, simply because he's not my type per se, but somebody who writes and says something like, your time, the time we spent together has made me think of us. Like, I don't think any of the other dads have expressed themselves in such a eloquent and specific way. Like, okay, let me see. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow, he's good. So you're gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Dadbook and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back, a real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop on my laptop and peruse showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies. I don't know, it sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just a lot of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, and then sit down at the table with Amanda trying to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. Good morrow to you in this fine eve. Hey, I'd hope that this letter finds you in good health. Good morrow to you in this fine... Not sure if that checks out, but it looks fine to me. What's next? Remember when your son tried to cask of Amontillado, that kid? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Geez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves in when we last met. The earnest shit was pretty messed up. Sure, let's do the first one. Nice. Ask him out to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Let me, get at that. I don't understand the reference you're trying to go for here. I mean, fall of Icarus? I'm gonna go for the first one. Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets to the movies. I would very much enjoy your company. Accompanying me to the cinema. That sounds redundant. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you'll find both titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes. And then I sign my name, my full name. Fancier that way. XX Juan. Is this okay? And Anna reads over my sloppy handwriting. Jeez. Okay. Good morrow to you on this fine eve. I must confess my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2: Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will both find titillating and enjoyable. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Now, all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You got a wax? You gotta have a wax seal. She lights a candle which starts to burn and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses a small piece of wood onto it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing, here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to it is to deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy, Marcus. He has good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished. Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day he had left another beautiful crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? What the fuck? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know, I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
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 Oh, no.
Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids or perhaps Milk Duds? Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. I turn around to find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2: Evil Never Dies. You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Ha! Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends and I look over to Damien. Good luck with that. It's nothing, my love, son's tease. We wait in line a little longer and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Is everything okay? Vampires, huh? The movie hasn't even started. Vampires, huh? Ah, yes. The winged creatures of the mist. I fear them not, for I know the night as well as the, I'm so, excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course, I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is, Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I've never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
My.
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Let me reset my record. We're back. The lights dim for the film. 3, 2, 1. Damien screams. I wish I could replay that shit. That's so funny. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts, and I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. This sounds right up his alley, dude. Awaken, my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Demetrius Morvant. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampire flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounds, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you.
Oh my.
Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflectively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about my any vampires or blood or vampiric blood.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back on his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try to make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke. That seems like that's the move because we're both dads and that's a dad joke, right? But I wish we had the option just to hold his hand again. But it is what it is. Put out a plot hole. Ask what's happening. Tell a dad joke. Where does a dog go when it loses its tail?
Oh my.
Where? To the retail store. I yelled that last bit a little too loud for a crowd in a movie theater, but I can see a smile form on Damien's face. Good one, Juan. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Bad Blood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts. The friends we made along the way. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3. Evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end? That was pretty cool, all things considered. David and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an intense film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to details in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young, let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn. Okay, here comes the smooth response. Brother, how is a one-word response smooth? That's crazy. Okay, cool, thanks. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop and grab off something to eat. I don't know. I always put extra words in the fucking sentence that are not even there. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery? What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Juan. Trust me. Oh, hell no. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare us down as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition, an appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Wait, where are you hiding that? Under my cloak. Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. Again. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see a beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
What?
I wasn't. He sighs deeply. Okay, yes. I was extremely scared by the movie. I was not writing a book about blood and magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separate from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge about ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel really peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I am paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us, its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look at Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature is getting closer, moving faster. Woof! Oh, it's a dog. Oh, it's a cutie patootie! As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs his hands. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey, we both look up, not expecting to see... Ah, hello. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure, wouldn't give her cheese though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depth of his cloaks and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the tree and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand and helps me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It is really beautiful. As a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you, ever so kindly, for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Juan, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great pleasure. It would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief, pressed it into my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I guess I'll use this to dry my ears for those I've lost. A noble purpose. I figured he would like that. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes hastily and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. I unlock the door and step inside.
Hey.
Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down to the couch trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes, how was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told you. But, as it turns out, Damien is... Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Juan. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will you? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. That has to be an S. Absolutely has to be an S. Edwardian, dog, cemetery, friendship, handy thing.
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is it's a Victorian phrase. It technically means winning, so, ultimately, you've won.
That is the longest voice cameo we've heard from anybody. Usually they'll just be like, great job. You've done yourself or some shit like that, but that was a lot. Holy. You know what? Okay. Ooh, okay. You know how when you think about attractiveness, you can separate, let's say it's like a pie chart. Usually, for me, the pie chart is like 80% physical attractiveness, and the rest is like personality and shit like that. Damien, I don't like him in that regard, so he really only had like that 20% to work with for me. But like, that 20% is like pushing the other 80% out. It's like, he's like at a 40-60 now. Like his personality, his interest, his like way of conducting himself, the way he like speaks, the way he, the details he puts into the way, like, writing a letter to somebody, dude. We're in the fucking 21st century. We have the technology to instantly reach each other. But he goes out of his way to write this poignant, like, elaborate letter with metaphors and shit. Like, saying, like, I've really enjoyed the presence of your company. Like, type of shit that is really romantic, surprisingly. I genuinely did not think I would be here, like, enjoying this, but somehow I kind of am. It's, like, weird because, like, I don't find myself physically attracted to him, but, like, the way he just does things is kind of attractive because it's kind of romantic. It's, Rather interesting. It's unexpected, even. Okay, let me see. Let's go on that last date and let's see what that has in store for us. What I do kind of get from him is this sort of like insecurity in himself, which clearly is presented because he, in this last date, kind of said like, oh, thank you for accepting me regardless of the way that I am, regardless of my eccentricities. So he is aware of the fact that he's insecure, but I feel like if he was more confident, he would be way more attractive. I don't know. Let's see. We'll get the Amanda storyline in the last part, I promise.
You've got dads.
That has to be Damien, right? DB. Juan, listen, this is you from the past. Whoa, how did it happen? Wait, what? I figured out you're trying to reply to this because I know myself, but this is an automated message from you earlier this morning when it was socially acceptable to go out and buy ice cream. I forgot I did that. I forgot how I did that as well. The future is amazing. Listen, life is short and ice cream should always be acceptable, but unfortunately this isn't the society we live in. And it's less the society we live in and more me projecting my own anxiety about being judged onto others, but you know what I mean. By the time you're reading this, it is a certain time of day in which nobody will bat an eye at you for going out and buying ice cream. You know what to do. Be good, me. Buy that ice cream? What the fuck? You know what? I've earned a treat. On the way home, I decided to stop off and grab some ice cream, which I fully plan on eating directly from the tub. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out just which type of ice cream I'd like to eat directly from the tub. Rocky Road? Pistachio? Oh, Amanda's probably gonna want some too. Better get two tubs. She loves cookie dough ice cream, right? Hey, mister. I turn around to see Ernest leaning up against the wall of the convenience store. Ernest? You're cool, right? I'm cool, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Well, if you're cool, you'll help me out, right? Help you out? There's no fire involved, is there? Just clouds. So if I give you 20 bucks, will you buy me e-liquid? Ernest, what's e-liquid? It's like, Gatorade, you know? Electrolyte liquid? I get it myself, but I'm banned from here for trying to run a grift on the cashier. A classic fiddle game. You know the deal. Oh, if you're talking about balanced electrolytes, then I got you, little buddy. I didn't know you played the fiddle. Just ask the clerk for the blue cranrazapple vortex. You'll know what it is. I pick up a tub of pistachio ice cream for myself and a tub of cookie dough for Amanda. I search about for some blue Crazen Void starter. That would be so me, but I don't find any. I turn to the cashier. Say, where's your finest e-liquid? Behind the counter. You got an ID? First of all, my daughter is older than you. Second of all, I'm flattered. I switched shampoo recently. Is that taking off some years? Look, you need to be 21 to buy vape juice. Your hair doesn't look a day over 20. Wait a minute. Are you trying to butter me up to get me to buy some more ice cream? Because it's working. I glance outside and spot Ernest staring at me. Double wait a minute. So you're telling me that e-liquid is not a sports drink? It's for vaping. Ernest is watching us intently through the window. I better go give that kid a piece of my mind. I see. Okay, look, I'm gonna pretend that you didn't just try to trick me into buying you the old Baphomet's cough syrup and then go inside here to purchase my ice cream. I won't tell your dad if you promise to scram. And stop vaping. You'll get popcorn lung. What if I give you 25? Go home, Ernest. As I'm walking back inside, Ernest calls after me. You can get popcorn lung from microwave popcorn, you know. I no longer trust this child, but the mere notion strikes fear into my heart. Okay, dude. I go back inside to complete my purchase with the good cashier. Thank you, kind sir, for the time and generous hair compliments. You got it, bub. I glance out the window while to see Ernest still outside. It looks like he's talking to some other poor sap. Guess I should go outside and save this other guy some grief. Wait a second, that's definitely a cop. Oh boy. I grab my tubs of ice cream and bolt outside. Ernest is already face down on the hood of a squad car. Ernest, did you seriously just try to get a cop to buy you e-liquid? Do you know this kid? I'm friends with his dad. We live in the same cul-de-sac. I know his dad. Listen, he's a good kid and I'm this boy's father. I turn around and see Robert walking up the street towards the convenience store. Ernest, what are you doing? I want a lawyer. First of all, good first instinct. Remember that you're not required to answer any questions from a police officer without a lawyer present. You're this boy's father? Yes, sir. Ernest likes to lash out at me ever since the accident. Oh, I don't like talking about it. That's fine. Robert gets a wistful twinkle in his eye.
Hey.
It all started 7 summers ago. My hair was long then. New metal was still in style. Ernest and I were down in the Florida swampland scavenging for... Sir, I can leave it to you to take it from here. Sounds good. Thanks, officer. Ernest, come along now. You'll be cleaning grout from the rain gutter for a week thanks to this transgression. The police officer gets into his car and drives away. I'm stunned by how cool Robert was just there. Thanks. I want to say Richard? Ouch. Don't mention it, Hemingway. Got in trouble plenty of times in my life just trying to do my good deed for the day. Will you buy me e-liquid if I give you $20? Child, I will end you. Hey, Juan, will you walk Ernest home with me? Ooh, okay, I like it, Robert. You want me to walk with you? Ernest runs ahead, presumably he won't be seen with us, which is a thing I think kids do. He reminds me a lot of myself when I was his age. Well, maybe I wasn't as dumb. Seems like he tortures his dad. Seems like he tortures just about everybody. He even stole your wallet. What? No, I pat my back pocket. I pat the rest of my pockets. He stole my wallet. Why are you doing this to yourself? What? Robert points at a tub of ice. One of them's for Amanda. I have no qualms with the quantity of ice cream you've purchased. It's a perfectly respectable amount of ice cream. It's the quality I'm talking about.
No.
You work hard, Juan. You're a good dad. Don't you think you deserve top shelf ice cream? But these were on sale. If you're gonna treat yourself, go big or go home. Real vanilla bean, real pistachio. You deserve it. We arrive at the cul-de-sac and Ernest runs into his home. That boy is the reason why we don't have prices in cereal anymore. Catch you around, Juan. Robert tosses me my wallet. I catch it with a surprised look on my face. I stole it back. Keep it in your front pocket or use a change like back in your ska days. Smell you later. See ya, Robert. I kinda like that little interaction with Robert. Okay. Ready to spend the rest of my night with 2 tubs of ice cream and also Amanda.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay. Damien's last date it is. Let's do it. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post instead of through Datbook. Oh no, I skipped over that shit, my bad. Hanging out with that goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen that The Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under his own power. Yes, Amanda, I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Aww.
Turn into a bat. I don't think...
Aww.
What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay, I'm off. Are you taking the car, or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great. I'm keeping it there as insurance, you understand, right? That's my girl. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak, he hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna be like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Interestingly enough, though, was that in the Victorian era, Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something. I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of living, which is very true, actually. It's a single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die, you are going to die, and life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was always in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs with their dead relatives. The minutiae of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now, we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, so feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting, and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. I actually 100% agree with Damien here when it comes to that, because you can sort of have this anxiety of what's going to happen, but realistically, you could die at any point in time, and some crazy shit could happen, and without you realizing it, you could pass at any moment. You could prepare for death, but you could never prepare for the unexpected shit that sometimes happen in life. It could just go with a blink of an eye. So being afraid of something that's inevitable seems kind of silly when you really think about it. It's like, why are you gonna spend the few time that you have alive afraid of the one moment you're gonna die? I don't know. It's like, realistically, we should spend every minute that we have in the best way that we can so that we don't regret whenever that time inevitably comes. You know what I mean? So that makes him way deeper of a character here. Let's see how he continues. Let's see. Wow, that's beautiful. I can see the moonlight. Okay, the moonlight, it looks daytime. I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off of Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm so sorry, I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a moment, Damien returns to me. Everything okay? What? There's an emergency. Lucian? Oh. No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh. Okay, is there anything I can do to help? Dads have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come, there isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript, I'm still unsure what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment, I'll be right back. Damien walks off a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls of the seemingly empty building. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound, like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall to find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic, unsure of where I am or how I can get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. The two creepiest individuals in this building, that's a little... Hey, sailor. Mary, what are you doing here? You aren't here for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Great, because this is an animal shelter. Oh, what? We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering at an animal shelter. Wow. Okay, kid. Wait to put me in a box. Dams, you hear this, baloney? Just one moment. Huh? Thunder cracks and a door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows, I see Damien? What the hell is happening? Hey, it's Damien? He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That much is true, but it's just not all that I am, and I need you to know that. Okay, you know what? This kind of makes him more appealing. I think. Ooh, strangely enough, Damien is one of the most complex characters, and this just kind of elevated that complexity a little bit more because, okay, let's take a look at him. Victorian era type shit. He decorates his house in that goth style, which is a little bit interesting. He's into painting oil paintings of landscapes. In his house, he also has a collection of portrait paintings of probably family members, right? He has a fucking library, collection of a ton of different kinds of books, I guess, and most importantly, fanfic of Naruto, right? He does like the whole butterfly pinning thing. He is a realtor of some kind. He volunteered, like, dude, this guy does like 10 different kinds of things at the same time. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Oh, I hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pushing business that needs attending to. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open doors, and she's unstoppable. When did she get out? This morning. I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came, okay. This morning, I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go find her. Of course. Where could she be? She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pet adoption form. She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Juan. We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh. I got some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Ocean or whatever. Bayside. Okay. Nerd's house. Ooh. Mary's sick pad. Ooh. Okay. Nerd's house. I'm imagining that's probably me she's talking about. Coffee Dad. Kale. That's what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Mario Batali. Coffee Dad would be Matt. Other Nerd's house. Dames. That is, Damien. Smoz is probably Robert because of the liquid. Northeast shit. Southwest. The ocean or whatever. Aquarium. Shelter. Softball field. Mary's map. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Oh. At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? So she would be like around here, no? No, like she did a nice little map, but it doesn't really tell me where I'm supposed to be going. Let's go to the softball field, sure. Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving towards town. I look over to him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said the dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great year for Bark Bark Bark. Huh. I don't know. What do you think our odds are? Gotta stay positive. My dad once told me, Juan, you can't shove raisins up your nose. And that hurt my feelings. I felt discouraged, but I kept a positive attitude, and you know what? I made it happen. Ew, yeah, that... Dude, I'm over here trying to say, stay positive, and then I come up with this fucking weird-ass story. Like, what the fuck? It might have landed me in the ER and forced me to have 10 golden raisins removed from my nasal cavity. But on that day, I learned that anything is possible if you have a good attitude and abnormally large nostrils. That's so weird. Let's just hope for the best, yeah. We drive to the softball field, and it looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Hey bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't have happened to see a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter and we're trying to locate her. Huh, I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad. Hey, we have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? Yeah, a huge dog ran here a second ago. You just missed it. We tried to play fetch with her, but she took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog. Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later. Many thanks, Craig. Okay. If she was seen around here... I mean, the shelter is right there. So let's go to the aquarium. Let's see. Ooh... Damien and I stopped by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help to get out of the cart and take a look. You seen anything? No dog here, not even a sign of her. Did you know that penguins are considered the goths of the sea? Makes sense. Damien, I want to believe you so badly. Alright then, let's go in order. Let's go to the coffee spoon. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey Matt, didn't expect to see you today. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Can't say I have. You're looking for one? Can you describe them for me? Enormous. That pretty well covers it. Cool. I find strays digging for food scraps in the alley out back sometimes. I'll sure to keep an eye out. We backed it to the car, okay? Bayside? Maybe. We arrived back at the Bayside. Just like old times, eh? I remember as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So, what do you think? Any sign of the pooch? None yet, although who knows if she made it into any of these ships. The Duchess would do that? I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate in the rough seas and without a compass. Very smart. Pops? Damien and I turned to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Did you think I just stayed inside all day vegging out on the couch and watching TV? Oh, sorry. What are you doing? I'm heading home. I'm getting home to veg on the couch and watch TV. Had to get a burrito first. Young miss, have you seen a dog around here? Oh, you bet. I saw a Pomeranian with a bow around its neck. I saw a big old Doberman named Henry. There was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? Huh. No dice. I definitely would have remembered that. I gotta run though. This Rito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand? I do? Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss Juan. I feel that the hours are going short. We must make haste effort to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood. What kind of dogs does a vampire have? What kind of dog does... Yeah. Knock, knock. I'm tempted to do the knock, knock joke. Let's do what kind of dog? I would imagine it would be unwise for a vampire to take up the company of a smaller mammal for the means of companionship. It would be too tempting to... A bloodhound. I was going to say a bloodhound, Damien. Oh, he didn't like that. Okay. Jeez. I keep reading Damien's directions from the map as we drive around town. I mean, the only place we have left is a cul-de-sac. Brian? We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems to be pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass, I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwatered lawn? Oh, here we go. How dare you? I take my lawn very seriously. Juan, please, you haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a few hours ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. It's going to take forever to re-till the soil. Huh, that could be a dog, or rather a rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. Huh, she's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. We already did everything, though. I think maybe back to the coffee spoon? We head back inside the coffee spoon. Hey, Matt. Guys, I think I may have seen that dog you were looking for.
My.
You did? A brown mastiff? Size of a house? Yeah, it was. I saw it digging through the trash in the bag. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of old banana bread Kennedys. Oh my god, that's still coming back. Want to take some of the road? Take some for the road just in case? Sure thing. Matt packs us up a slice. Thanks for the slice, the road slice. This banana bread Kennedy's is gonna be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right. I meant it's gonna be so good for the dog to eat. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucian is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there are still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. I can't fucking read. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let us not waste any more time. Verily. East. Okay, east would be from the coffee spoon, so the cul-de-sac, no? We have at the cul-de-sac to find everything looking normal, except, uh-oh, Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors. This is classic Duchess Cordelia, a telltale sign. We should approach it with caution. Whatever goes down here, I've got your back. We creep up on the porch and step inside. Ah, there she is. It's kind of cute. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room, like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. Whew. Well, she hasn't broken anything in here yet. Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again, and get out of here before Hugo comes home. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. The Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We'll need another plan. Yeah, the bread dead Kennedys. I reach into my pocket and pull out the slice of banana bread Kennedys Matt gave me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. I've got some yummy homemade vegan impossible gluten-free banana bread if that's what you're into. The Duchess cautiously approaches me and gives the bread a good sniff before gently taking it from my hand and dropping it on the ground, like dogs always do for some reason. She curls up and starts munching on the bread. Success! Damien walks up behind the Duchess and attaches the leash to her collar. She immediately notices and starts whining. It's time to go home now, Duchess. Damien gives a tug on the leash. She won't move. Duchess, what happened to our report? You and I used to be I don't know how to say that word. Bosom buddies. She still doesn't move. She's huge. There's no way we could even try to lift her. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. I think we're literally trespassing in our friend's house with this large dog. What are you nerds doing? It's gonna be, yeah, of course it is. Ernest stands in the doorway with a plate of pizza rolls. We're definitely not trespassing. It looks like trespassing. Well, yeah, it looks just like that. Damien, what are we doing? Trespassing? You do me in like that? The Duchess notices Ernest and starts pulling against the leash. Why is this dog in my house? It's a long... Oh no, the Duchess suddenly breaks free from Damien's grip and hurls towards Ernest. Ah! Ernest and Duchess fall to the ground. Pizza rolls fly everywhere. This is bad. Ernest, are you okay? Ernest feeds Duchess a pizza roll. Hey, she likes pizza rolls. Ernest sits up, but the dog keeps licking his face. Oh, hey. Oh, God. Hugo stands at the door looking like he's at a loss for words. Why are you guys... Whose dog is this? It's a long story, but it involves a large dog who knows how to open doors. Woo! Hugo, may I present you Duchess Cordelia? How do you do? Oh, we're friends. The Duchess licks at Ernest's face. She's from the local animal shelter. She got out and we've been chasing her all around town. Your house was her final stop. Dad, can we keep her?
No.
Idea? Crazy? This dog liking Ernest could be the way for us to bridge the gap between Ernest being a bad kid and if he has a dog, he could maybe be a better kid. I don't know. Hey, maybe. Ernest, I don't know if we're set up to take care of,
What?
Wait, did you just call me Dad? Okay, dude. Why wouldn't he? Come on, please. Look how cute she is.
Oh.
He was, we've been talking about adopting a dog for a while, but you have to promise you'll take care of her. Yeah, I'll give her all the pizza rolls her little heart desires. I suddenly remember what's on the back of this map and pull a pen out from my pocket. Got the forms ready for you if you're interested. I'll even waive the adoption fee since, you know, we technically broke into your household. Well, alright, it's a deal. Hugo steps on the porch with us and signs the form while Ernest plays with the Duchess inside. He sure seems happy with his new friend.
Oh.
I know, he called me Dad, can you believe it? Damien places a hand on Hugo's shoulder. I certainly can. I think this will be really good for Ernest. It should teach him some responsibility. You should probably look into getting better locks on your doors, though. The Duchess is a wily one, but do right by her and she'll love you two forever. Thank you. Hey, that's a good resolution, I think. And long story short, the Duchess now lives in a happy home and neither of us were charged for breaking and entering. So, all in all, I think it was a fine day's work. Nice work, you two. One, you could be a valuable asset to our team of volunteers, you know. If you ever feel like petting some puppies, hit me up. Mary, I always feel like petting puppies. Good to know. Well, I'll catch you fellas later. And one last thing. Damien's been telling me about you. Glad he finally brought you around. Oh, yeah. Damien's my special boy. I love him, we go way back, and I got a vested interest in his health, success, and well-being. If you ever hurt him, Mary, you can fill in the blanks. Oop. Yes, ma'am. Mary leaves me alone with Damien. So, about the whole goth thing, I completely understand if you aren't interested in me anymore. What? Am I missing something here? I'm not a cool goth prince. I'm boring, I own 5 pairs of tennis shoes, and I wear dumb glasses. Don't you care? He looks so nervous. Damien, do you really think I only like you because of all the goth stuff? That's all cool, but the best thing about you is how passionate you are about the things that you love, yeah. History, art, Victorian fashion, dogs, storage solution. It doesn't matter what it is. You care, and that's awesome. And also, the glasses are very cute. You don't think I'm boring at all? If you're boring, then I don't know what that makes me. I spend too much time online shopping for flashlights. I get excited to mow my lawn on Saturdays. I get cranky about commercials being too loud. I've been thinking about making my own peanut butter. Then maybe we can be boring together. It would never be boring if I was with you. Damien suddenly closes the gap between us and pulls me into a hug. He buries his face in my shoulder. His hair smells like lavender and rosemary. I was so scared you wouldn't like me. Quite the opposite. Damien pulls away for a second and looks me in the eyes. Without the colored contacts, his eyes are so dark and soulful. May I kiss you? Does a bat have wings? I believe I have my answer then. He smiles lightly and leans in, giving me a gentle kiss. Damien pulls away and gives me an intense look. Do you want to help me take care of the puppies? Yes. Damien and I arrive back at the cul-de-sac, our fingers intertwined like a proper gentleman. He walks me to my doorstep. This was lovely. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for everything. I'm very happy I can be myself around you. I'm glad, but I have one request. What's that? Can we keep sending each other letters? But of course. Damien kisses me one last time before turning around and heading home. Amanda runs back to the couch from the window and tries to look as nonchalant as possible. Hello, Father. I was sitting here on the couch this entire time. Hi, Amanda. So, are you guys, like, starting a vampire coven together? Oh, plot twist. Mothman. Damien's actually Mothman. I didn't see it coming either. Genius. Well, whatever's happening, I'm really glad you two are happy. You deserve it, Dad. Aw, shucks. I'm gonna head to bed. Catch you in the morning? Sure thing. I make my way to my room and fall in my bed with my heart full, excited for the days to come. We did kinda not give a proper answer inside the house with Ernest, and he kinda had like the little black things pop up, so maybe like a B or an A. Yeah, an A.
Simply a majestic evening.
Interesting, okay. And we're at the end. What? No!
Dad. Yes.
Huh? You told me not to make a video, but yeah, we've been here before. Let's see. I want to see the particulars.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we have mac and cheese. Oh wait, he's wearing his different fit. Hey, that's kind of nice. Purple is his color also. I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. We have a real fluffy Samoyed right now. His name is Harold. Loves belly rubs. He always tries to lick your face if you get too close. Mrs. Christensen, thank you so much for telling me in great detail about every single dog currently at the animal shelter. Please tell me about the Afghan with the 3 legs again. Sure, Quadro, we call him. It's one of those ironic nicknames. You know, if you're really interested, I could probably steal one for you. Really? No, but I can get you in to meet all of them. We always could use extra hands around the shelter. And if those extra hands also happen to steal a dog, I'm glad you two are able to bond over cute dogs. Really warms my heart. Dad, we're having a moment. Hey, Sailor, your kid's a good egg. Where's your goth prince? You two are usually attached at the hip these days. He's around. Stellar. Mary turns her attention to Amanda. It's not too hard to sneak a dog into college, trust me. I did it plenty back in the day. At one point I had 3 cats living in my dorm. I decided to leave them to it. All of a sudden a huge dog leaps into my arms. Duchess! Hugo and Ernest run up on me. The Duchess gives my face a few broad licks and hops down. We're working on that. Got her in a disciplinary class. She's a wild spirit who runs where she may. I don't mind at all. Looks like the 3 of you are getting along nicely. She's a valuable addition to the clan. If I hold up my homework in front of her, she'll eat it. Cool. We'll deal with that later. Duchess Cordelia spots a squirrel and darts across the yard. Ernest follows her, laughing. He's actually been a lot more manageable lately. I think taking care of the dog is good for him. Thanks for breaking into my house, I guess. Anytime. Hey, Brian, you made it. Yeah, same thing again. He's an object, and we're both objects to each other, and therefore there should be nothing involved, which is unfortunate because I think he's the best dad, or at least the best looking dad. Hey man, Matt, let me know when Amanda leaves for college. Yeah. Amanda's dad, I spot Lucian walking up to me. Hey, yes, Lucian? Thanks for inviting me to your party. Anytime, bud. I know we had a rocky start, but I'm glad to know you. I hope you know how much your dad cares about you. Yeah. My dad's had a couple of rough couple of years, and I know that it must not have been easy to raise me alone. He's kind of a weird guy, but I love him a lot, and it seems like you make him happy. So, you're cool in my book. Thank you, Lucian. That means a lot to me. Sure. And let me know if you want me to give you a stick and poke sometime. Thanks for coming by, Lucian. See you around, Juan. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat. Yep. Oh, here we go. Yep. Yep, another bad Amanda ending, which is understandable. At this point, I kind of understand why that's happening. It's because we only have like 2 interactions with her per part. But like I said, in the last, when we finish dating all the dads, I'll go back and play the whole game. Go on every second date with everybody so that we get more interactions in between with Amanda. And then hopefully that gives us the good ending. I look up to see Damien smiling at me. I take a seat next to Damien as the last guests make their way out of the party. Did you know that in the Victorian area, I keep saying that, they would call benches seedy boys? What, really? I'm kidding, Juan, but what if? It's good to see you in your civvies again. Thank you. I had a revelation the other day, Juan, and I think it was largely due to your confidence influence upon me. There was a version of myself that might have been embarrassed to show my true form, my information technology form. But what you said about me, about how my passion was what you truly admired, that emboldened me to feel like myself regardless of how I choose to dress and act. Instead of separate entities, they are simply different facets of myself, a three-dimensional human being with its own thoughts, wants, and needs. I love dressing the way I do, but feeling constricted by what I thought was my own personal brand made me lose sight of why I did this in the first place, to make myself happy. I place my hand on Damien's and feel a light squeeze. Looking up, I'm greeted by Damien's warm smile. I'm trying to be more comfortable with who I am, rather than dwelling on who I could be to other people. I can't stop smiling. I'm so proud of him. Damien, I'm so happy you realized that you can be a dog-loving goth. Me too, Juan. Me too. I feel myself inching closer and closer to Damien. I go to brush a lock of hair out of his face, and I'm shocked at how soft it is. How is your hair so soft? Dog shampoo! I keep running my hand through his hair as he leans closer to me, placing a hand on the side of my face. He strokes my cheek with his thumb. You know, public displays of affection were considered scandalous in the Victorian era. Damien pulls me in for a kiss, but I think I can make an exception for you. And that's it. We're done, so... Alright, let's see the picture at the end. Dream Daddy. Okay. Hey, this is actually kind of cute. Huh. I love the artwork. Like, especially his face looks very different, and this looks more appealing to me than the way he looks within the game. Okay. Interesting. There he is. Hey. It's a gallery. Damn! So these two we did before, so I'm gonna go over them again. I just, these are the 4 that we've completed, like, on screen. Damn, okay. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this. Oh my god, okay. Man, I suck at fucking reading, don't I? Huh. I think Damien is an interesting individual in the way that he represents the saying that don't judge a book by its cover, because I'll be honest, going into it, I did kind of feel myself like not finding myself attracted to him from a physical perspective, because he kind of did look like this like vampiric goth individual. So it's refreshing to go through all the dates and kind of unveil the layers that are here within him, and get to find out all his interests, and ultimately come to this conclusion that he feels insecure, and he kind of does use his goth persona in order to come off as like cool, if you will, and towards the end he kind of like sheds that and is like, you know what, that is a part of who I am, but it's not everything that I am. So I think it's just interesting how the kind of development that he had throughout the course of the 3 dates, and I liked him a little bit more than I was expecting to. Like, he has so many different facets of his life. He like inverts his time into different like hobbies that actually makes him kind of charming. It's unexpected but really interesting. That was cool. I like the fact that he gets into all these things, and then when he finally shows us that he's this information specialist, what did he say? And he like shows up in his regular clothes. He's like, "Oh, I'm boring." Like, brother, you have like 7 different hobbies, and they're all like particular and interesting. And you're trying to say that you're boring? You're nothing. But like, you're not boring in the slightest. It's wow, okay. I like how the most kind of like out of left field character, and then you get Mary here as well, being kind of like real good friends with Damien, and you kind of get to see her more as a person because, for example, when we first met her and she was drinking in the bar, she kind of gave you this sort of, like, bitchy kind of attitude, which I'm, like, indifferent about. I don't really care if that's, like, who she wants to present herself as. But based on first impressions, you kind of do get that feel of, like, oh, damn, well, this bitch kind of, she comes at you rude. Then when we went on the dates with Joseph, you get a little bit more of that, but that does feel like it's coming more from a place of, like, jealousy and more kind of us stepping into an already existing relationship. Even if Joseph had said that they were going through it and they were going to finish their relationship, I still decided to kind of get it on with him. And she kind of took notice at how much we were hanging out, and at times she would say things like, oh, you're not his type. Oh, have fun with your boy, or something like that. Kind of snarky remarks, like, at us, which is kind of understandable. But here in this part, getting to see her being in charge of an animal shelter humanizes her in a way that I don't think I expected. I never thought she would be, like, an actual good person, to be honest with you. So it's interesting to kind of see her from that perspective now. Huh. Even Ernest, dude, that little shit, I did not like him whatsoever. It's interesting how, like, Damien, like, kind of, like, gave us more of a sense of, like, community. Because he's really good friends with Hugo. Right, we have that interaction with Hugo where Hugo and Damien's sons find themselves in this sort of, like, school thing where he was getting, like, a brick layer constructed around him. I don't remember what it was called, but it's so, like, random, it feels like, but it makes sense. And I like how Damien's storyline kind of fleshed out all those other storylines. His son, Hugo, Ernest, ultimately them being able to adopt a dog because this is what Damien does, and the dog that Damien takes care of runs away and ends up inside Hugo's house. And in that moment, they're like, oh, you know what, we have been thinking about, like, adopting a dog. And it kind of, like, plays out so nicely. It's like a full circle kind of moment. It's interesting, dude. I think we saw pretty much all the other dads in this too, no? When we go to the softball field, we see Craig. When we go to the cafe, we see Matt. We saw Brian. Dude, it's so cool, like, how, like, his like, storyline kind of feels like it threads all the other storylines, kind of, in a way. I'm actually interested to see, because, like I've said a couple of times now, I will do the Amanda storyline, which will be me going on every second date until I have to choose the last date, and then hopefully that will help us to arrive at the good Amanda ending, because that's what I am imagining this is the game. Because, I don't know. Listen, to me, playing a game in that sense where you go on a date with everybody and then a second date with everybody and then ultimately make your decision feels kind of cheap, because I feel like it's a dating simulator, sure, but I'm old-fashioned in the way of thinking of like, monogamy. Like, if I'm going to go on a date with you, I kind of want to be the person for you, if that makes sense. If I'm here going around, going on a date with this guy and then this guy and then this guy, it kind of feels like unfaithful. It kind of feels like I'm not really into you, and I'm like, looking around for other options to see if I can find somebody who I like more than you. It feels a little rude, even, and I don't particularly like that in, like, a realistic sense. So, which is why I kind of decided I'm gonna go on all 3 dates with every single person. But that is not the way to ultimately develop the relationship with Amanda. So we will do that, but at the end. First, I want to go on the other 3 dates, but hey, interestingly enough, I had a good time here. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, and then this dude, he has fucking fan fiction of Naruto and Sasuke? Huh? That's so fucking... I never could have seen that coming, dude. That was so random, but... Anyway, I think I've been going on for a while now, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.